Let me paint a picture for you. Two people buy the same $2,000 laptop today. One pays sticker price. The other gets money back, pays zero interest, and walks away with better protection. I know who I'd rather be. In the next few minutes, I'll show you the exact play that flips a big buy from expensive to efficient without taking on risky extra interest. And later, I'll reveal one of the most underrated stacking strategies most people miss, along with an insane advanced strategy using 0% APR to get max value. Now I get it. Big purchases feel tense. You want the thing now. You don't want interest taking a bite out of your savings, and instead, you'd rather be eating those W's. Shout out to Jameis Winston. The store flashes a 0% financing right when you walk in, or your feed shouts 5% back. It's not obvious what actually wins. Here's the truth. Deferred interest promos can claw back interest on day one if you miss the deadline. True 0% APR works differently. So here's where the money's made. Not one move, but three. Three pillars. And you need to understand all of them, because if you miss any one of them, the truth is you're leaving real dollars on the table. Today, I'll show you how to line them up so a big buy feels less like a hit and more like a smart move. The first option is 0% APR. It's perfect if you have a big buy but don't have the money up front. But it's important to remember you're going to need to pay this off, so you need proper budgeting and planning. That way you can map out your spend over the next 3, 6, 12 months or however long the promo period is. The second option is using the money you already have to stack welcome bonuses to decrease the value of whatever that purchase is. The last option is to use protections and portals. This will help you guard your purchase and also give you an extra layer of percent back that you otherwise would have missed. And in a few minutes, you'll know exactly which option to choose and the strategy that quietly saves the most when buying big. Now here's something most people completely miss. No interest if paid in full is not the same as true 0% APR on a credit card. One quietly racks up retroactive interest if you mess up the timing, and the other pauses interest during the promo. The big difference here is the if, and we're going to use that to your advantage. Now, if a financing offer is presented at a 0% APR, it means that during the promotional period, the interest rate that is applied is literally zero. If the full balance gets paid off, you would have paid zero interest. If there's still a balance at the end of the promo, you begin accruing interest at that point on the remaining balance left. Now, no interest if paid in full is borderline a scam. And this isn't financial advice, but you're 100% better off going with a 0% APR card if you're able. No interest paid in full means that if you don't pay the full balance off by the end of the promotional period, your interest will be backdated. What that means is for however long that period is, even if you have 1 cent or $1 left over and you pay it 1 day late, you're going to be required to pay interest on the full price of that item for the entire period. Now, it goes without saying, but get this wrong, and this is a huge mistake. All right, now that we understand the difference between 0% APR and no interest if paid in full, and why we want to go with the 0% APR route if we can, let's take a look at some of the best 0% APR credit cards for you to pick up for your next big buy. First is the US Bank Shield Visa. It offers a market-leading 0% intro APR for the first 24 billing cycles on large purchases, and it's the longest mainstream card that I found with the longest period. Next, you have the Wells Fargo Reflect, which is 0% APR for up to 21 months. This is another great option. Now, the final option is the Bank AmeriCard, and this stands out for its 0% intro APR for the first 18 billing cycles. Now, I recommend using pre-approvals to check how your application will look before applying, and this will save you the hard inquiry and headache of getting denied. And if you need help with this, I have a pre-approval checker that you can grab in the description below, and it'll give you everything that you need to look for before applying for your next credit card. Now that we have some of the best 0% APR credit cards, let's go over a few tips on when to use them. First, it's when you need cash flow and have a plan to pay it off. Next, it's if you don't plan to hit a special sign-up bonus that you can do naturally. An example is if you have, let's say, a $2,000 spend and the sign-up bonus is $10,000 and you don't think you can hit that, that card might not be right for you. Lastly, it's for people who just want simple math and an easy way to pay off your charges. Your principal divided by your months, figure it out and pay it off over time. Now, reminder, it's always important with credit cards to make sure you have auto pay on and pay off the statement balance. Keep your utilization under 30% and ideally under 10%. And make sure you plug the promo date in your calendar with 2 reminders 30 and 60 days out to make sure there's no effort and there's no way you're going to be missing that end date. Now here's a sick advanced strategy on pairing a 0% APR card, and that's if you have the money up front. Now what you would do here is you make that purchase with that 0% APR. Any of that money you have, toss it in a high yield savings account like the Marcus one by Goldman Sachs. Now, whatever that high yield interest is, you'll be gathering over the course of the life of the period. Once that period ends, deposit your money out and pay off your card. So obviously it's important to look at what's that return on spend from the high yield savings account versus what would you be getting from the points. Valuing that up will help you decide if this is a smart strategy or maybe it's better to just go with the sign up bonus route. Long story short here, if you need time, the runway option works as long as you finish before the clock hits 0. But if you have the money to pay your purchase off in full, the smartest discount isn't always on the shelf. Normally, it's the welcome bonus paid that day. Now, this is a weird concept for those who are new to the credit card space, but sometimes paying full retail price today earns more value than chasing a small store discount. The secret sauce comes from pairing a big buy with a juicy welcome offer. Essentially, treating those points like a high-value rebate, all without extra spending. Mistiming a big buy can make you miss out on hundreds in value. However, timing it with a welcome bonus properly, and you can unlock travel or cash back worth anywhere from 15 to 30% plus of the purchase when redeemed smartly. Now, this depends on how you redeem and whether you want cash back to use travel portals or to transfer out to issuer transfer partners. Now, the key here is to pick a welcome offer that you can hit responsibly with planned spend. Map the minimum spend deadline, tag that against the delivery and return windows for whatever your purchase is, and pay in full. This strategy dies the second you carry a balance. Now, the first great option here is to chase Sapphire Reserve. The current welcome offer is 125,000 points after spending 6,000 in the first 3 months. The next card that's slightly cheaper with a great welcome offer right now is the Sapphire Preferred at 75,000 points. Now, the minimum spend here is 5,000 in the first 3 months. Now, the last option for a great reward would be the 75,000 welcome offer for the Capital One Venture X. Now, this welcome offer requires you to spend $4,000 in the first 3 months. Now, Capital One's miles are slightly less than 2 cents per point, which would equate to just under $1,400 in value. All right, example time. Let's say here I make a $2,000 purchase to help push me over a welcome bonus threshold, which allows me to earn a ton of extra points. If used well, those points can be worth materially more than the cash back. Now, this is the exact strategy I'm using for my new house purchase. I have about $5,000 in minimum spend for touch-ups and refurb. I also have about $5,000 worth of furniture and house items that I need to purchase. The strategy here is to target all of those items around welcome bonuses so I can maximize credit cards and get as many points and redemptions as possible. Now, the steps here are to first identify the minimum amount of spend that you have. In my case, it's about 10K. It'll likely be higher, but that's where I want to put it at to make sure I'm for sure hitting that welcome bonus. Next, it's to shop around for card combinations that equal that minimum spend or close to it. Timing your new credit card applications and purchases around these buys is a must. In my case, I've been making some down payments on things like furniture for a few $100s. This equates to about 5 to 10% of the cost. Then, when I close on my house and I'm free and clear of any credit card inquiries for a mortgage, I'll apply for 2 cards. One likely would be a personal, and the other would be a business. I plan to use the business one for either real estate or eBay reselling. I'll then target all of my large purchases with these cards and clean up any of the remaining spend just by daily spend. Now, the 2 cards I'm planning on getting are the Venture X and the Chase Ink Preferred. The Ink Preferred current welcome bonus is $90,000 when you spend $8,000 in the first 3 months. The Venture X is $75,000 when you spend $4,000 in the first 3 months. Combined, that would be about $12,000 in spend for about $1,650 in cash back using a 1 cent per point valuation. Additionally, you'd be gathering points from that spend, which would equate to about another $120 worth of value. So total, $1,770 cash back from all of these purchases, plus extended warranties and other protections that I otherwise wouldn't get, would give me about a 15% return on spend using these credit cards. Now, I could likely get a better return on spend targeting specific card offers, but these cards are on my credit card roadmap, which I'll dive into in a later video. Plus, getting them here just makes sense for me personally based on my spend. All right, now you've unlocked the big bonus. Now don't stop at good. It's time to stack category multipliers like shopping portals to turn 1 to 2% into meaningful value. Realistically, there's two kinds of buyers, the ones who just swipe and the ones who stack. The same item, but it's a different outcome. If you skip multipliers and portals, you're likely giving up free, easy points. Now, over a year of big buys, that's real money. You need to make sure you're using cards in categories with multipliers like 3 to 5x when your retailer codes are electronics, furniture, or appliances. Then, if you can pair that with a click-through portal like Rakuten or other issuer portals to add an extra percent on top, you're getting even further earnings. Make sure you screenshot the portal rate and keep the receipt just in case. Now, Rakuten is great for this since it can be linked to your Amex membership rewards account. That way, your portal earnings post as membership rewards instead of cashback. This is an amazing way to double up on those reward multipliers. At the end of the day, with big purchases, you take on bigger risk. And if it arrives damaged, stolen, or fails early, you'll want coverage that actually protects and pays you back. Now, purchase protection often covers theft and accidental damage for 90 to 120 days based on the purchase and per item and per annual caps. Extended warranties typically add an extra year or more in some cases for eligible manufacturer warranties. Now, when making big purchases, it's always important to remember you need to actually pay with the card with the benefits you want. It seems obvious, but you don't get the protections just for holding onto the card. Next, save receipts, serial numbers, and take photos. Lastly, make sure you identify issues and file quickly as possible within the window if they come up. Now that we know the options and you got either your earnings or insurance, best case, they're working together, let's discuss which option you should take. That way you know exactly what to do when you hit the register. And keep watching because there's a secret, insane strategy coming up that you're not going to want to miss out. The first step here is to ask yourself, do you have the money up front for this purchase or not? And you need to be honest with yourself here. If you don't, you probably shouldn't go with the sign-up bonus and should go the 0 APR route. Build a plan over the next few months and practice good saving and spending habits to make sure you're on track to pay the full amount off in the allotted time. Make sure you set calendar reminders when your 0% APR is about to close. That way there's no surprises when your deadline hits. And if you do have the ability to pay in full, now let's try and determine how to get max value for those possible purchases. First, it's important. Let's look at the sign-up bonus. Are there any matching your spend that you can take advantage of? Now, if you can't find an elevated offer you like, go with a strong catch-all card or a category-specific card if you have one. Your other option here is to go with the 0% interest APR plus high-yield savings account strategy. Okay. So that gives you your two baseline options plus another strategy. But the true secret strategy that could help max out your rewards is to leverage a portal like Rakuten. Here, the strategy is a three-pronged approach. 1, a strong multiplier credit card for base points. 2, an elevated sign-up bonus for additional value. And 3, a portal for added rewards on top of that. Let's say you have multiple electronic purchases that you have to make at Best Buy, totaling $6,000. The strategy here would be apply for a credit card like the Amex Gold to take advantage of the elevated offer of 100,000 points for sign-up. Next, apply for Rakuten and purchase through the Rakuten link. And let's assume it's a 10% cashback. Finally, link your Amex account to get paid out in membership reward points. Now the math here, the base is 6,000 membership reward points for the purchases, plus the 100,000 point membership reward sign-up bonus, and 10% on top for the Rakuten. This would give you about 112,000 membership reward points, or $1,120, which is a return on spend of about 19%. Assuming you redeem with travel partners at around 2 cents per point, this is about 2,240, which is a return on spend of 37%. A crazy return on spend for only $6,000. All right, quick recap here. If you need time, use a true 0% APR, auto pay, and set calendar reminders. If you can pay in full, time the purchase to an elevated welcome bonus, or look into the high yield savings plus 0% APR strategy. And if you can combine a multiplier plus a portal plus a sign up offer and look to protect your purchases with the right benefits, that's a no-brainer. Now, if this video helped you out at all to buy smarter or save some money, tap the like button so more people see it, and subscribe for more practical premium plays that you can actually use. It tells YouTube you want more videos like this, and it genuinely helps out the channel. And if you're looking for a new card for your next big purchase, I have some affiliate links below that could help you out. These are all the most up-to-date sign-up bonuses, but it's important. Take a look at the link, but do what's right for you. I'd appreciate it if you used them. It'd help out the channel and would be no cost to you. And if your big purchase is for a business, work, or a side hustle, check this video out here. It's the best business cards of 2025. You'll learn the best 2-card stacks to cover everyday spend or big purchases. That way, today's plan turns into your plan for the future. All right, that's all I got. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.